So the kids rely on the credit and we got about 50.
When government fails, well-meaning Nigerians will step in. Look at the joys on those children's faces. Insane climbs, basic infrastructure for education like chairs, empty spaces, floors, zincs, rooftops, blackboards, and any other basic educational infrastructure is not a luxury. But in our country, it is a luxury. Nigerians have been finding ways to fix their lives, yet we have governments who makes trillions and trillions of budgets on the same things. And the question is, what are the budgets used for, actually? If you maximize every money, there is much you can do with the kind of budget Nigeria puts annually. Emadaja is a community in Udu, local government area of Delta State. Udu is represented by Ebetama Ovie Collins, APC. Ofa Obokware S, APC. Omonade Matthew O, APC. Utuama Festus, PDP. Then, the House of Rep member, National, Ede Dafinone. Then their Senator, Ejirogene Francis Waive. These people are all there. They vie for positions to represent their people, to see to it that the lives of the people are good. Day to day, month to month, year to year, budgets are allocated. Supplementary budgets come in for the same projects. And you ask, what do they really do? I've asked these questions many times. What do these people do when they come to work? What do they review? What do they say we are working on? And what are they improving on a daily as governors? That individuals will now be assuming the positions of states, doing the work of states. While we applaud these individuals and recognize the jobs they do, we want to remind the government that this is their job. Look at the buildings, look at the environment, look at the children sitting all over the ground. Look at feces all over the environment. Children cannot help themselves. When they are pressed, they will pass their thing in whichever convenience they see. Because I know the government is very fast in condemning the people and pushing blames and deflecting. The same way Oshomole was on national TV hours ago,
Oh, that's the point. So, well, it is not for
damning Nigerians for going to scoop fuel and dying in the fire.
Let's talk about what we should
how these trucks operate. It is government that put the facilities and said you go by train, not by road. You will go at night, not in the day. You will not struggle in the same route with passenger vehicles. There are many things the government doesn't realize that if they fail, their failure impacts heavily on the people.
And so, like you said, with the amount of
for sure, the people have a part, a role to play, but not until you provide the enabling environments that can make these people align. It is now when they don't align, that is when you will push any blames. You cannot always absorb yourselves and feel like we have power to talk over the people. This kind of environment that is highly infected, it's dangerous for learners. Look at the physics. They pass urine, they pass physics, they throw dirt, everywhere is messed up. This is the reason epidemics break out. Disease is spread. There's outspread of cholera and different things, making Africa look like the hub of sicknesses. The children are inhaling these things that are very close to their classrooms. The teachers are there helpless. Look at the toilets. People will get infected with herpes and other kind of venereal infections in those kind of places. Children, girls with holes and openings in their bodies, boys will get infected in those toilets, in those conveniences. The building is so dilapidated, and this is how we hear that a school collapsed on children. Children, look at them sitting all over the floor, kneeling down like they are serving punishments. A parent will send his child to school only to see that the child went to school to serve punishment throughout the day, kneeling down, lying on the floor, inconvenienced at school. How would they learn? How would their brains absorb what the teacher is talking? It's like finish and let's leave this place. What is suffering? Look at them arguing with people who came to help. Why? Because they've been told not to allow people to come in to help. Because when the people do, they shame the government. They politicize these things. Seeing this video reminded me of that experience where girls and boys between 14 and 18 were packed like sardines in a class of 100 and something. Why are they packed like that? The classrooms are inadequate. You see a government classroom or a government secondary school in a location where poverty is high, everybody is trooping to the same location, yet government is not providing basic amenities. Basic. I'm not talking about just basic. Now that people are talking about it, you will see them coming to defend themselves in responses. Their response is always attacks and excuses. VDM, watch your back. They will come for you for exposing the fraud, their criminality, where they pocket public funds and impoverish and suffer the people. You know that people will lament government failure, so they don't want anybody doing it so that you don't call attention to them. I once worked in a school in Lagos State where in a class, I was doing an internship then. I went to that school. Before you talk to children, they cannot hear you. You have to scream and scream and scream. This class houses 120 to 140 students, teenagers of senior secondary schools. Body sweat, everybody oozing. Heat. In a tropical country, fans in schools is not a luxury. So this class will house this number of children, and before they can hear you at the back, you will lose your voice. Sometimes you walk into their middle and they are busy picking your hair, pinching your body because they are distracted. They've turned the whole thing into something else. There is no public address system to even reach these children. Sometimes half of the class behind don't have seats. They are sitting on the floor, hanging on the windows, playing outside the backside of the classroom because what can they do? They didn't come to school. Sometimes they carry their lockers on their head to come to school. And sometimes when you are talking, it's like you are talking to yourself. Tell me how the educational system will do well. How these children will turn out well. Those that want to turn out well will turn out well, and you will still see them come to the front and sit, helping themselves. But you enable all the rot we see. In touch, I wanting to save the day. I said these basic lockers, what will it take me to just call a carpenter, put chairs together so that these children will sit down? And while I was going at it, the school authority told me that they are not allowed to do such things. Why? Because that the administration in power will say that it is the opposition supporting them to discredit the work of the administration. What? I was moved. Even the school principal refused that she will lose her job if she does something like that, allowing me to make changes. You see how we have become the problems of ourselves. They used to say you cannot be poor and be a wizard at the same time. But that is what our government has become. They cannot do the job, neither will they allow the people do the job. I once also lived in a street in Lagos State where we want to fix the streets and they say you will get permission from the government. The same thing VDM is experiencing in this project that they are carrying out. You will go and get permission from which government? And when you get there to go and get those permissions, you will end up paying them money to do a job they are supposed to do. You will see bottlenecks that will make life frustrating for you. You will go to the local government areas, they are seated, gisting all through and doing nothing. We are not trying to shame our country. We are trying to shout so that things can change. It is not totally bad. They are good in some places. But on a general note, our outcomes, what we see, the outlook is bad. So you are the one spending your money. You are the one obtaining permission from the government. And they are the ones making things difficult for you. And not as if they are going to do the same job. They won't fix it. If you leave them, they will not fix it. And thanks to the time of the social media, when we can come and vent and cry in social media, call them out and see if they can clear face. Expect a backlash. But if this is how we will keep fixing our country, one place, one incident at a time, then we will keep doing it until we can have something good to rejoice over our government. Nigeria is a great country with great people, great potentials, but the few that we put in government is tormenting. They are tormenting the people and making us look like a child's play. We are not all a child's play. Individually, privately, we are doing things that government should do. We know how many people will support. All these are government jobs. Where does all government money go to? Nigeria does not pay any form of social support. to her citizens. The people fend for themselves from A to Z. In Senate climes, you will see all forms of support from government, so long as the taxes are coming in. The monies you people see were not made by you. Their monies remitted for the running of the country. And you have to do your job. You have to do your job for our people to stop running all over the place like rats who are running for safety. Look at the immigration issues all over the world, in US, and all the embarrassments the black communities and countries face because of one unanimous misbehavior of leadership in Africa. VDM, is good you are doing this thing and you are seeing the pains. We applaud you. Well done. Thank you. God bless you. But I must say that you have to now realize the mistake you made by saying that you will support Sheyi Tinubu. VDM vowed with his life that he is going to support Sheyi Tinubu.
Sheyi Tinubu decides to be the governor or decides to run for governorship. I swear to God, I'm going to campaign for Sheyi Tinubu. I'll campaign for him 100%. I know they do politics, but I will do politics because of Sheyi Tinubu. But I'll tell you why. For me, based on my calculation, Sheyi Tinubu is a bridge to get something that I want. Yes.
When he started that his introduction, it sounded esoteric for me. It sounded like one of these literary expressions where you make bad things look good. But when he now started swearing to God and with his life, I knew he was serious. What are the reasons he gave? After telling us that they are introducing Sheyi Tinubu little by little, the same way they introduced the Muslim tickets, the same way they introduced the Emiloko syndrome, he went ahead to tell us why he will support the same move that has kept Nigeria where it is today. Where it is today. You will tell me Sheyi Tinubu is innocent. For where? Somebody who has supervised with his father the ruins of Lagos. Do you know how much Lagos State makes? They never allow you probe anything Lagos. I challenge them that if they feel I'm lying against them or I'm defaming anybody, they should open up everything about Lagos State. Let's investigate it. Lagos State is big enough to contribute nationwide if the laws allow it. But this family holds on to Lagos like their inheritors. And this is what we want to continue. The first reason he gave, he said Sheyi Tinubu is a bridge to get to where he wants. And I presume he's talking about youthful leadership and youth involvement in governance, which is a laudable idea. But how he intends to get there is very crooked. Look at the picture he painted.
Yes, Sheyi Tinubu is a bridge to get something that I believe will make Nigeria work. It might not know, but for me, as a gambler's mind, I don't think I'll go that bad. Now, let me tell you, I've been studying Sheyi Tinubu's pattern, right? Sheyi Tinubu looks like somebody that has his father type of political mentality. Now, if you study Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu properly, you will know that this guy does the grandmaster type of politics. The politics where he plants people that will be for him in the nearest future. Now, unlike the other politicians where if time don't reach, they'll start to carry money, go give different people where they keep positions to make the election go well. Sheyi Tinubu, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they already give these people opportunities. Don't put them in strategic places for like 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So all these people owe him favor. Now, he does not need to go and meet them to say, oh, you people need to do this for me. No. When the time reach, they'll do it. Because he probably made them who they are. I don't know if you understand. He probably made them who they are. So they owe him favor. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's politics is, you owe me favor. I mean, that's why he was so confident to say, Emiloko, it is my turn. And he became the president. It is because a lot of them sitting down there owe him favors. Unlike the other politicians, like I said. So Sheyi Tinubu give me the vibe of his father. And like Tinubu too, Tinubu likes to be in charge. So Sheyi, like the grandfather, like the godmaster, like the godfather. Sheyi Tinubu, if you look at the way he does with his friends, there are some of his friends where they heal him online. I'll just observe them. They know they come outside and say, Sheyi Tinubu give me this money. Sheyi Tinubu give me that. He probably don't give them something, don't put them somewhere, don't put them for one strategic location where they collect money. Now, if Sheyi Tinubu becomes the governor, this is my own thought, my own opinion, right? I'm going somewhere. If Sheyi Tinubu becomes the governor, it only means one thing. He want to act like his father. He want to strategically plant people that he can control. And that's how the young people come into the picture. He cannot put an old man to control. He definitely starts looking for a way. Because governor of Lagos State, your state, that state generates more money than any other state in Nigeria, right? So you think, you'll be like, okay, I have more money, I have more power. Let me put Emeka in Anambra. Emeka will be loyal to me. Let me put Clifford in this one. This one will be loyal to me. Let me put Abdurazak in Kano. Do you understand? I will join hands to put them. Now, this is my own interest. Like that, like that, like that. All these old men don't they come up from power. Do you understand? Like that, power don't they enter the hands of the youth. Then maybe in the nearest future, the person who won't kick Sheyi for good luck can just, just say, okay, yes, I'll be not kick. Person who won't rebel, rather. Somebody can now decide that, okay, I want to rebel, and you will not be our godfather again. Now it will now come to the hands of the youth. I don't know if you understand. This is just me thinking out loud, right?
Sheyi Tinubu is like his father. His father is a grandmaster who plans people ahead of time, very strategic in placing people in important positions where he can use them later to his advantage. These people are supposed to be loyalists, people who owe them favors, who owe them loyalty. And that's loyalty is to sell off Nigeria even when it's not supposed to be. Just to pay for a favor that has been done you. Look at all the favors they've been doing us. The favors, look at the type of favor in Edo State. The favor in Lagos State. The favor in Imo State. The favor in Kogi State. The favor in Kano. The favor in Kaduna. The favor virtually all over. And see where it is getting us. And that, like his father, he's going to strategically plant people who he can control. He can go to the east and plant an Emeka. He will go to the west and plant an Tunde. He will go to Kano and plant a Musa. He will go to, look at the mentality. Who will do his biddings? And probably he's one of the loyalists they will appoint to do favor. And then he will be the one to rebel, to become the rebel that will oust Sheyi Tinubu. Look at that mentality. Is that where we want to be in an era where governance has become brains? We're still doing this tussle. And by so doing, by rebelling, by tossing as if it's going to be a bloodless fight, by such rebel, maybe himself will emerge as a youth leader in government, a youthful governance. I don't know what to call it. If he's not the one that plans to take power that way, then every other Nigerian youth doesn't plan to take power through VDM's route. It's the most crooked route any sane person can consider. With everything Nigerians know about this man, you want him to continue so that through him you can come in? Through him, whatever youthful leadership you want can come in? You're already doing your bit the way you can, and we applaud it. But this you're thinking, we can never applaud it. And we now know where our loyalties lie. This guy forgets that dictators can only make more brutal dictators. There is no Hitler that can replace a Hitler that will never be stronger than the Hitler. Because he knows too well that that Hitler will not watch him slide. Will not watch him have an easy passage. He will put up a fight. So you've got to be that brutal to go the Hitler's route. The young Hitler has to be damningly daring to step into the shoes of the former Hitler. VDM also indicted himself by saying that that guy is a python. So you want to align behind a python because you lack the balls, the patience, the merits, the workings to take over your country legitimately. You want to go through the back door. I will keep saying that illegitimacy cannot give birth to legitimacy. No foundation, faulty foundation will build a healthy system. So we're not going through that route. I am speaking as a young person who means well for my country. I want to go through a good route to get the country I want. It doesn't matter how long it takes. This mentality is a mentality of people who cannot pull through, who want the easy way out. Nigeria is in a dilemma. We will solve it. It doesn't matter how long evil thrives. We are willing to take it one day at a time until we put credible, efficient, competent, meritorious people in power. I also said before now that the monarchical democracy practiced in Lagos will be worse under a young mind. Shey Lagos na their inheritance. You no kick old papa out. Na young bobo you fit kick out. Old papa wey no dey enlightened, wey no know technical know-hows, you no fit kick am out. Na young bobo who has technology in an AI tech times that you want to kick out through working for him as a handpicked loyalist who will rebel against him much later in life. Who knows how long? You want to kick out a young Hitler in an AI tech era where they have made armies of hungry, radicalized foot soldiers, young men whose loyalties lie in their belly, and the stipends given to them. The stipends they receive from the same people who have impoverished them, loving their oppressors, their slave masters, more than themselves, not knowing that they can enjoy the same freedoms their masters experience, not knowing they have the powers to lead. Lagosians and Nigerians must wake up. The worst thing you people would do is to allow a Seyi Tinubu take over Lagos State. Just like you have carefully hipped behind his father to take over Nigeria. You guys are not tired? You want to continue the mess? Nigerians must wake up and not be gullible or carried away. People like VDM are trying, but they will not necessarily make good leaders. I'm not here to demonize VDM. He's doing his bit. I applaud him. But I must condemn that mindset that he has. I never, ever imagined that a young Nigerian in this era would think that way. I was so disappointed. We are all better and good in some of the things we do, but we might not all necessarily make good leaders. The same thing I see in Showore. Showore is my guy. I follow him. I support him. When Odorige in the UK introduced him in one of the elections around 2019, I was solidly behind them. But it is good to reason and to weigh our odds, weigh our options. Sometimes I see them to be better in what they do and not necessarily going into government. Because sometimes some of them might not make good government officials. When you see dictatorial tendencies, when you see things that will only get amplified with much authority, will only get amplified by power, which is more fueled by authority, the legitimacy gotten through authority of power. Authority of power. They are different. The power is enhanced with the authority that he gets. And this authority in governance can only be given by the people. So when you legitimize these people, put them in offices, they have more powers. When you see dictatorial tendencies that can get worse under the authority and powers given by the people, we say no. We say it's good to manage people. I've employed staff and I know how to manage everyone. I look at you, I look at where you are best, I put you there. I'm not demonizing anybody. I put you in what you're best at, rather than condemn you totally. We are not all good at everything, but we are best somewhere. When I saw VDM moving around the school, the children hailing him, joy was in my heart. I applaud him for taking the time. All the day, it's not easy. You have to leave what you're doing, your comfort zone, drive around, check these things, make the budgets, do the buying, do the supervision. It is not easy. I gave it to him. Maybe he's better doing the grand jobs, the grand work, than trying to vie into waters of politics where we know that destinies are affected, lives are changed, paths are derailed by one man's decision and method of leadership. We love Showore the way he is pressing the government, the way he is bringing our attention to areas we never paid attention to, the way he's holding on, the way he is persevering despite all persecutions. And we are better together in our departments and styles when we bring our forces together and choose a good leader while functioning in our callings. I'm not asking Showore to lie behind anybody. He's been himself and his brand, and he can keep it on. But it doesn't also remove supporting a leadership that can get into power in the nearest possible times and start getting us the results we want. Believe me, there's no need wasting our votes, there's no need wasting our loyalty, there's no need wasting everything we can put together and have our strength. Even when Sowore went into the last election, he knew that he may not garner the number of votes needed to become the president of Nigeria. But he has all the rights to put up that fight, and he tried. And considering how that election went, we can all say that the present president didn't win the election. But we can also say that Sowore did not win that election. And now, that part of votes were wasted. If we had put this vote, nobody's going to like, many people are not going to like what I'm going to say. But instead of wasting our votes as portions, can we bring them together and get what we want? At this time and point, Obi remains the viable opposition that can, in the nearest future, assess leadership in the country. Can we stop dissipating our strengths? It's not about pride. If we have a project in Nigeria, let's get it first. And I said one time that if Obi gets into power, it's never going to be business as usual. That's useful route, that useful governance you people are looking for will be an easy ride. There's no way after Obi, the usuals will still remain in power. He's the link between the former and the now. So, VDM, while I thank you, while I appreciate your job, you might need to reset your mindsets about how to achieve a youthful and viable, credible government in Nigeria.